Alex Bowman shocked the entire NASCAR garage at COTA when he suddenly stepped out of his car with 25 laps still remaining. There was no crash, no visible mechanical failure, yet the Hendrick Motorsports driver walked away from the race. What was really happening inside the cockpit? At first, the moment seemed confusing. Bowman had been racing competitively, and there had been no visible crash or mechanical failure that would normally force a driver out of the race. Yet suddenly, the number 48 car pulled into the garage area, and within moments, the driver climbed out of the cockpit. Inside the world of NASCAR, drivers rarely step away from their cars during a race unless something is seriously wrong. The physical demands of the sport are immense, but competitors pride themselves on pushing through discomfort. Seeing a driver voluntarily exit the race immediately raised questions among fans, commentators, and fellow competitors. Bowman had begun the race like any other Cup Series event. Circuit of the Americas, often called COTA, is known as one of the most technical and demanding tracks on the NASCAR schedule. The circuit stretches across more than 3 miles and features 20 turns, elevation changes, heavy braking zones, and long, high-speed straights. Unlike traditional oval tracks where drivers settle into a rhythm, road courses require constant precision. Drivers must shift gears repeatedly, manage braking points, fight for position through tight corners, and maintain intense concentration for every lap. The physical toll inside the car builds steadily throughout the race. Temperatures inside the cockpit can climb dramatically, especially when races take place in warm weather conditions. That reality became a central theme throughout the COTA event. Track temperatures were extremely high, and many drivers reported that the race felt more physically exhausting than usual. The long laps meant drivers spent extended periods pushing their bodies and minds to the limit without the brief recovery moments that sometimes occur on shorter tracks. Despite those conditions, Bowman appeared to be handling the race well during the early stages. The Hendrick Motorsports driver is no stranger to competitive road course racing and had positioned himself within the field without any obvious issues. Then, everything changed. With 25 laps left in the race, Bowman suddenly communicated to his team that he was not feeling well. The situation escalated quickly. Rather than attempting to push through the remaining laps, the team made the decision to bring the car to the garage. Bowman climbed out of the vehicle and was immediately evaluated by medical personnel at the track's infield care center. For viewers watching the broadcast, the moment created instant concern. NASCAR drivers operate in an environment that combines extreme heat, intense G-forces, constant vibration, and mental pressure. When a driver steps out of a race due to illness, it raises immediate questions about their health and safety. However, the race itself continued. In a rare situation, Myatt Snider was called upon to step into the number 48 car and finish the event. Snider had last competed in NASCAR competition during the 2025 O'Reilly Auto Parts Series season and was available as a relief driver. Relief drivers are not common in modern NASCAR races, but they remain an important part of the sport's safety framework. If a driver becomes physically unable to continue, another qualified competitor can take over the vehicle and complete the race. Snider climbed into the car and completed the remaining laps for the Hendrick Motorsports entry. Despite the unusual driver change, Bowman still received the official finishing position and championship points associated with the car. While the substitution helped the team salvage its race result, the focus of the story quickly shifted to Bowman's condition. After exiting the car, Bowman underwent evaluation at the infield care center. NASCAR medical staff monitored his condition and ensured that he was stable before releasing him. Initial reports indicated that the driver had experienced an illness during the race, but had been cleared by doctors. At first glance, the situation seemed to be connected to the harsh physical environment of the race. Several drivers had been visibly struggling with the extreme conditions at COTA. The event had already produced one alarming moment involving driver safety earlier in the day. A Jay Allmendinger experienced a cooling system failure inside his car, forcing him to endure intense heat inside the cockpit. Despite the dangerous conditions, Allmendinger managed to finish the race before receiving medical attention afterward. Stories like that quickly created a narrative that the brutal heat at COTA was pushing drivers beyond their limits. But Bowman's situation would soon take a more surprising turn. In the days following the race, Hendrick Motorsports revealed that Bowman had been diagnosed with vertigo after undergoing additional medical evaluation. For anyone, it can be extremely disorienting. For a NASCAR driver traveling at high speeds while navigating tight corners, it can become dangerous very quickly. The diagnosis explained why Bowman made the decision to step out of the race despite being known as a tough competitor. Driving a Cup Series car requires razor-sharp spatial awareness and precise control. A driver experiencing vertigo could struggle to judge distances, braking points, or the direction of movement around the track. Continuing to race under those conditions could put not only the driver at risk, but also other competitors on the circuit. By exiting the car, Bowman and his team prioritized safety over competition. The announcement of the vertigo diagnosis also revealed that the issue was more serious than initially believed. Bowman was ultimately ruled out of the following Cup Series race at Phoenix Raceway as he continued his recovery. Anthony Alfredo was selected as the substitute driver for the number 48 team during Bowman's absence. The development shifted the entire narrative surrounding the COTA incident. What initially appeared to be a heat-related illness during a difficult race weekend turned out to be a medical condition that required extended evaluation. For NASCAR fans and analysts, the situation became a powerful reminder of the physical demands placed on drivers in modern racing. A Cup Series car may look like a machine focused entirely on speed and technology, but the person behind the wheel remains the most important element of the entire operation. Drivers endure enormous physical stress during races. The cockpit of a stock car is a confined environment filled with heat from the engine, transmission tunnel, and exhaust systems. Even with advanced cooling systems, temperatures inside the car can rise well above normal ambient levels. Drivers also experience intense G-forces while braking and cornering. Their necks, arms, and core muscles constantly fight against those forces while maintaining precise steering control. At a track like Circuit of the Americas, those demands are amplified. The long layout means drivers must maintain focus for extended periods without the brief mental reset that comes when cars circle shorter ovals. Every lap requires dozens of gear changes, braking points, and acceleration zones. Mistakes can happen quickly, and the consequences can be severe. In that environment, even a small health issue can escalate into a serious concern. Bowman's decision to remove himself from the race demonstrated how quickly conditions inside the cockpit can change. It also highlighted the importance of NASCAR's safety protocols. Medical teams are present at every NASCAR race to monitor drivers and respond quickly if a health issue occurs. Teams can also use relief drivers if a driver cannot continue. These systems help ensure that safety remains the top priority even during intense competition.